Let's get more now on that UN warning that the violence between Israel and the Palestinians could escalate into full-blown war if the international community can't find a way to calm the situation, with residents in towns and cities on both sides now living in increasing fear. I'm joined now by Giordana Grego, who lives in Tel Aviv in Israel. Giordana, thanks very much for talking to us this afternoon. Just describe for us what it is like to be living there right now.
Good afternoon, Sarah. It's very scary. It's very tense. Tel Aviv is a very cosmopolitan, crazy, fun town. And in the last 24 hours, it basically came to a standstill. We had a very rough night. The siren started around 8 p.m. last night. I was at home with my 3 children. My husband was not home. So it was all very stressful to wake my daughters up and go to the bomb shelters and help our neighbors who are old. One just had a baby. It was extremely scary. We heard booms and explosions. We weren't sure if missiles were falling or if it was the Iron Dome intercepting the rockets. And then we had more sirens around 2:30 a.m. And then again at 3. And it's very scary.
So on all of those occasions with the sirens, you then went down to the bomb shelter?
Yes, you have 90 seconds in Tel Aviv. When closer to Gaza, you have really just about a bunch of seconds to run to the bomb shelters. But yeah, you have about a minute to gather your children and run to the bomb shelter. And then you just wait and you hear explosions and you just don't know. Like you check your phone and you just wait to hear some news. And the Iron Dome is doing a great job. They're intercepting the missiles, but with this amount of rockets being fired, it's a barrage. They're not intercepting all of them, so we're seeing a lot of casualties.
How does this feel in comparison to previous tensions?
We don't know. Like really, obviously we live in the Middle East, and it's very explosive areas, but there's always tensions on and off with Hamas. We sort of didn't expect, since the violence started 2 days ago, we weren't sure if it was going to reach Tel Aviv. And we definitely didn't expect this amount of rockets being fired towards the center of the country. It was something unheard of. We haven't had this kind of numbers of rockets being fired to central Israel in, I think, never. So it's very, very stressful, very worrying. Schools have been closed. Again, Tel Aviv is basically on a standstill. We've just been home all day with the children, and it's very worrying.
We've heard in the last hour Hamas confirming that its Gaza City commander has been killed in an airstrike. How concerned are you about retaliations?
I'm concerned. I'm not sure, whatever strategy the government is taking, I hope it's for the best. Honestly, escalation on either side is worrying. It just has to stop for forever, not just for this round. It just feels like the situation escalates and then things get back to normal, and then they escalate again, and it's never ending, really.
Yeah, you say it just has to stop. The international community is saying both sides need to step back, and yet we hear from Benjamin Netanyahu vowing to intensify attacks.
Look, I'm sure the government knows best how to defend its citizen. There is so much we don't know of what's going on. We don't know what kind of arsenal Hamas has been storing. To be honest with you, my opinion is very limited to what I hear from the news. I just hope, again, that one day, eventually, things will come down and we'll be able to live in peace with our neighbors. I just don't know what it has to take. What I can see is that it's a shame that in Gaza for the last 20 years, there's been no occupation. And yet, what we've seen is that much of the budget has been allocated in buying weapons, building tunnels rather than hospitals and schools and shelters for their population. So something also has to change within the Palestinian society and their narrative and their goals if we want to live together in peace. If not, it's just going to continue like this forever.
And what about
it's a
on the
shame because I'm
Israeli
sure
side, Giordana, the scenes at the al-aqsa mosque this week, Israeli police storming the mosque, and then pictures that we have seen of Israeli police preventing Palestinian Red Cross medics from getting into the wounded.
Yes, it's we also have our share of responsibility. Things get hot, not just hot, but it's something that we see an increase of confrontations between the Arab Israelis and the police. I definitely think that the whole thing could be managed better. I don't wish I was a politician these days and had to take decisions that affect so many people. But definitely, I mean, it takes two to tango. I thank my country and my government for defending me. I just wish things were different.
Giordana Grego, thank you very much indeed for talking to us, and we wish you all the best. Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.